consumers were at that time saying that, hey, I love Chumbak, but I can't see all of it at one place. So, for example, Crossword wouldn't stock our boxer shorts or T-shirts, for example. Some other retailer may only stock what was selling there. So, I think that's the time when we came saying that other than Chumbak.com, we need a place where consumers can go and experience Chumbak itself. And the first part of that project was actually looking at kiosks, which are small, like, 50 by 50 or 100 by 100 kind of kiosks that we opened across the country. We opened about 42 of these across the country. And, maybe a little bit more souvenirs can sell, a little bit more stuff can sell there. But after having opened these kiosks for about a year and a half, that's when we realized, like, the second part of the kind of feedback that we got from consumers was that consumers said that they would come into these Chumbak kiosks and not specifically ask, hey, can you give me a Chumbak phone case, or can you give me this? They'd come and ask you what's new at Chumbak. So that very clearly showed that they had bought into the brand rather than a product kind of conversation that typically you would have at those price points. The second thing that happened was that they'd give you 1,000 rupees and saying, here, and we'd invariably give them 500 rupees back in change, because those are the kind of product categories that we had from a price point perspective: 200 rupees, 400 rupees, that kind of thing. And that's when we say, listen, we're obviously leaving money on the table. Consumers from a purchasing perspective are over here, but we seem to be servicing them over here. So we don't need to just bridge the gap. We need to go here, and then slowly consumers come up with us, kind of thing. And that was, I think, we said could be a kind of a 24-month kind of transition, which we start off with three things had to change, right? One, obviously the product had to change. The product had to move away from souvenirs and bring in, in a phased manner, in phase one, home, and in phase two, fashion. Once that happened, because you had larger products and this thing, you could not no longer sell at kiosks. So you had to move into stores. You had to build your own stores. And the design and visual language had to change. You can't put auto rickshaws on a dinner plate. Nobody's going to buy it. You can't put yogis on a dress. Nobody's going to buy it. So these three things had to change. So your distribution had to change, your design had to change, and your product had to change. So we said about an 18-month kind of given ourselves, moving the brand up in that sense. And we ended up closing within about 6-8 months. We ended up closing all those kiosks, even though they were doing really well. But saying that the future is going to be our own stores, and slowly started moving away from these other mom and pop stores or single owner stores and chain stores, where even till today we don't sell anywhere. So today we have almost 70 plus stores, and they're all run and operated by us. We don't work with franchisees or anything of that sort. And that's when we said, listen, we have to control the entire experience of shopping, and of the consumer, kind of the way the consumer moves. So Chumbak.com and the stores became actually core to our plan. I think from the market was mainly about, hey, listen, I want to buy a lot more stuff from Chumbak, uh, but I can't end up buying 20 magnets. You know what I mean? I can't end up buying 8 mugs. I don't need 8 coffee mugs, or 20 t-shirts, or so on and so forth. I think what happened was that we figured that, listen, I think consumers, as I said, our guiding star, our North Star has always been brand. Product conversations happen after that. So I think, so what we did is that we ensured that if we were going to get into home in a some sort of way, one, it couldn't be sold through the kiosks that we were there. We had to invest in larger stores. It couldn't be small knickknacks that you were selling. It had to be serious, like rugs and crockery and dinnerware and serveware and furniture and so on and so forth. So I think those are the kind of decisions that we made, saying that if you're going to do it, you do it, well enough and on a large scale. So we went. In fact, the first store we opened was like 2,500 square feet from 100 square feet kind of kiosk. So the jump was huge. So and very clearly we saw that, hey, this is the future. Consumers were coming in, and not one consumer came and said, hey, I don't know if I can buy home from Chumbak. I don't think consumers did that. Consumers accepted it because we were never about product. We were about Chumbak, not about the product itself.